Welcome to Art Street. I'm Meredith Port, coming to you from the Roxy Performing Arts Center, where dance, voice, and drama are a way of life among children of all ages. But first, you're going to meet a man whose specialty is painting on unusual surfaces. His canvas is everything from cars and motorcycles to guitars.
Chip Kaegi is a big man with big talent. Airbrush artist, mural artist, commercial and feature film artist. In fact, his canvas is so big, when you ask him to describe it, he says it's
anything with a surface. The only thing I haven't figured out how to paint on is water, but if I figure that one out, I'll even do that.
He studied at the Fort Lauderdale Art Institute for a short time, but he's mainly self-taught, spending thousands of hours perfecting his techniques.
I think you have it in you already, and then spending the time and the hours and studying what you love. I mean, I've been doing it since the 80s and I'm still a student. I look at it. I'm always learning something new.
As a professional artist, he's learned to always please the client, no matter what the cost. That came in quite handy when Hollywood came calling for the film Too Fast, Too Furious.
They called me up and I ended up going down and meeting them, and I thought it was a joke when they called, you know. It was in the middle of the afternoon. They told me they were from Too Fast, Too Furious, and I thought it was a friend joking with me, but I had to keep professional and talk like it wasn't a friend, and I'm glad I did that because it ended up being a good thing.
Chip was asked if he could do identical artwork on about 30 cars under a virtually impossible overnight deadline. And when he met their demands, the crew paid him the ultimate Hollywood compliment: respect.
The guys in charge of all the cars and everything, when they came out and saw it, they were impressed that it matched identically, that I got it done in time. And after that, they started calling me Chip and saying hi, and I walked through there and I was treated totally different after that point.
His next call? Madison Avenue, asking for a gigantic canvas of sand dunes for none other than the Clear Eyes pitchman himself, Ben Stein.
That was, I had like 3 days to do it. It was a backdrop, so I had to buy canvas, get it all sewn together. It was 28 feet, I think, by 18 feet or 16 feet, something like that. I had one other guy work with me that I hired. So he did the night shift, I did the day shift, and we worked 24 hours a day on it for 3 days straight.
But Chip says the most popular request he receives by far is for wall murals.
Whether it's a restaurant, a church, pediatrics, even dentist office now are really getting into wall murals. It soothes you, whether it's an underwater scene to relax you. You have to create an illusion is what you're doing with the artwork.
I wanted to develop an area for children that they could just really call their own and get excited about the environment. And the idea of the power plant really came from just some gadgets that we had here that children would like to play with. I had a chance to meet Chip a couple years ago and found out what he did, and we started collaborating, and he presented the ideas and showed me some sketches, and it was just awesome. The children love it, and you know, with the three-dimensional look on the murals, it looks like you could literally walk through the walls.
The power plant here, this wall mural, wasn't as difficult as Children's Medical Association, which was a Serengeti scene. The Serengeti scene is more realism. You got animals coming off the wall. We turned the door frames into bamboo. I mean, everything is more realistic. Although this is very realistic, it's a little on the underside of realism to almost not cartoony. There's different levels. You go from cartoony to somewhere in between to realism to photorealism. And the closer you get to photorealism, the harder it is. The most difficult feature on a human or an animal to do, I believe, and many artists do believe, is the eye. because as people say, the eyes are the doorway to the soul. They have to look alive, they have to have depth, they have to shine, but you don't want it to be where it jumps out.
The tricks, tools, and techniques are as different as each wall mural demands, like this one for a 10-year-old champion equestrienne.
Well, the techniques are varied. When you do wood grain, there is certain tools that you want to use. Now a horse's coat, now you got to make it look like it's got hair. So I even used natural sponge from the ocean to get the tree in the background, to get the little leaves and get the layers of those.
A true South Floridian, Chip's favorite subject is underwater work, and his favorite inspiration is Wyland, whom he actually got to meet during Wyland's 100 Walls project.
It's not like he's got all these different directions he's going, he's focused in a direction. He's the #1 sought after underwater illustrator in the world.
Talented and sought after, like mentor, like student. So when it comes to Chip Kaegi, remember 2 things. First, take a number because he's in demand. Second, be careful because no surface is safe from his paintbrush.
And I've painted on almost everything from snowboards, skis, helmets, Harley Davidsons to the fast Japanese crotch rockets. I mean, you name it, we've painted it.